I want you to imagine with me. Close your eyes as we think and go through this little journey together. I want you to imagine us walking through a department store. When we're looking around and we see the cashier lanes, we see all the items on shelves. We begin to go down these aisles. They have all the normal items that you'd normally see in a department store. But then we turn and we go down a different aisle. Down that aisle, we begin to see things that we don't normally see in a store. We see grace and mercy, forgiveness and love, all being displayed on these shelves. We take a closer look and we see that there's price tags on these items. As we begin to go down, we turn down to go down a different lane, we start seeing names upon names upon names upon names, some names that we know, some that we might not have ever heard of before. Then we get to this name. We look at that name and we see our very own name written on this price tag. We look up to see what aisle we're in and we see it say salvation. Right then and there we realize that on our name is a price tag for our very salvation. Now I want you to imagine the store manager walking up to you. He begins to point out all these items and these price tags, these conditions list in order to receive these items. He begins to try to bargain with you, making deals of what you have to do and can do to receive these items. And just when you're freaking out, realizing, mate, I can't do that, but I can't live up to that. I can't pay that price. The store owner walks up behind you. He points at your name, calls you in a little closer. He pulls that price tag out, pulls out a stamp, and hits it with paid in full. At that moment, you realize something. You realize that store owner just paid for your salvation right there in full. All these condition lists and all this price, you no longer have to pay. The store owner begins to tell you that everything here in the store is yours. From faith and love, grace and mercy, forgiveness, it's all yours just by receiving it. You see, here today, I want to encourage you. That's the exact same thing God has done for you. So many times we're pointed the finger at and told that we got to do these specific special things just to obtain salvation or even to obtain God's love. But the Word of God says that nothing can separate us from Him. Nothing we do, nothing we may do or are doing will ever separate you from the love that God has for you. I want to encourage you here today, come to Him. Relax with Him, hang out with Him. Why? Because it's free of charge.